Colton, thanks for that update. It is a critical skill for some police officers learning how to de-escalate a violent situation, volatile situation. One local police department is training its officers in order to keep you and your family safe. First at 4, Stephen Hernandez giving us a first-hand look at what's involved.
Over at the University Circle Police Department, Tony Wegner sets the scene.
I believe that this driver of the vehicle is acting dangerously.
He's part of the National De-Escalation Training Center, a federally funded team teaching the potentially life-saving tactics to local police officers.
They learn the importance of nonverbal and verbal communication. They have to show authority, but not be authoritarian.
The seminar looks to add depth to the knowledge officers already have, covering a wide range of scenarios both inside and outside a classroom setting.
Especially with mental health issues and with volatile people that could be aggressive when you get to talk to them.
For these lessons, officers will be focusing in on personalities, both of the people they interact with and their own.
You're dealing with different personalities, and you have to adjust your personality. If you're a dominant person and you're yelling and you're more of a high tone, when you're dealing with people, you have to understand that personality about you and scale it down.
These officers in the program are learning skills that are enhancing their tool set.
Lakewood has a lot of traffic. People that are upset after traffic crashes. If an officer understands the basics of dealing with people, the better chance for success in dealing with them.
This will be a good topic for the Citizens Academy so that our residents can also learn how to gauge and converse with their neighbors and with acquaintances.
While de-escalation isn't involved on every call, Wegner is confident these officers and the people they serve will feel the difference.
They're going to allow people time to communicate with them. They're going to give them respect and dignity that they deserve.
In University Circle, Stephen Hernandez, 19 News. Now you're